Right. I don't know what the stream delay is, but we're looking for another car. And I don't know whether you've been able to hear me before, because YouTube is still playing up. And my Streamlabs is playing up, and everything is playing up. So maybe you haven't been able to hear me, that's all. And just been able to hear a sound, or just hear the engine noise, which is great, but maybe, you know. Ginetta, okay. I've not driven any of the Ginettas. So we've got the GT5 car, we've got the Junior car, but we've got the GT3 car, we've got the right-hand drive. Well, obviously I'd go for the correct side. We've got the Super Cup car, and we've got the 2 types of Super Cup cars. Now you can hear me. Great. So this whole time no one's been able to hear me. I just reset my microphone settings, and suddenly, ta-da, everyone can hear me. How annoying is that? Yeah, thankfully. So we've got an hour or something. Hello there. Suddenly everyone's popping in. I was wondering why is there no such interaction going on? Because nobody could hear me talk. But I'm glad people can hear me now. GT3, okay, so we'll go for the GT3 vehicle. I'm going to go for a right-hand drive, because that's what I can do. And what track should we go for? I've never driven this car. That's what I mean. The cars, sometimes I just don't drive cars, so it's interesting to have a look at different cars. Thinking Canada. Well, the only one, there's only Mossport and Lake Louise, and I've never driven at Mossport before. I suppose that's probably a good idea to try and figure out Mossport. I've seen people drive at Mossport, not for a very long time, but I don't think I've ever driven at this track. At least not as far as I can remember. Maybe I did once. Is it an R-Factor track? I don't know. But I'm definitely not going to take it out at Lake Louise. So let's try Mossport. Okay, now we're looking for, we'll go for maybe 9:55 in the morning. Slightly cooler day. Maybe very little in the way of wind. There we go. Nice, simple. Car-specific controls, probably going for a standard G27. There's nothing really that I need to do with this, and I think we should just go. Never ever driven this car before. This is the first time. No, there isn't. I've been trying to find a really good one, but I haven't found one, unfortunately. Oh yeah, it's fantastic, that track. I really like that track. One of the few street tracks that I tend to like. Okay, I have no idea how this car drives. I don't know the track. I guess we're about to find out together. Let's switch on some lights. That works. I don't know what any other things do. I don't have anything else. Is this a paddle shift? I think it is. I like Monaco for the challenge. I like Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the idea of it's a much more fun track. I do like that. I don't particularly like Singapore. I have to admit, I don't particularly like Singapore. The right-hand drive is so weird to you. Well, for me, this is how I drive, so this is far less weird to me. Although I'm fairly, I have to say, I am fairly capable of right, I don't know this track whatsoever. I don't know this track at all. Where am I supposed to be going? This way, apparently. I'm capable of driving both left and right hand drives vehicles. I think because of the amount I've done in Assetto Corsa, I drive a right hand drive in real life. I drive left hand drives primarily in Assetto Corsa. I drive left hand drives. Where does this track go? Right, up, around. That looks like a much sharper corner. That is a very sharp corner. Okay. I haven't got a clue about this track. This looks like it's I'd say it's straight, but it's not particularly straight. I have a feeling there's going to be a sharp corner coming up on this. Nope. Seems good. Oh, it looks like they're going to have to put a sharp corner after this, aren't they? Wait, where does it go? There. It's not too sharp a corner. It does tighten up a bit. Okay. Wait, is that a lap done already? No, that can't be right. That feels like that's a lap. That was a lap. This is a very short track. The car does sound nice. I was meant to review this car, and I've done the exact same mistake again. Okay, so I need to really look at that. I was meant to review this car. In fact, I probably will. I will have to review this car at some point, because it is really good. I was supposed to do it straight after I did the LMP1 cars, but I didn't manage to get a chance to do that due to my steering wheel being starting to really play up. I like this track, but it's very difficult. It's not a technical track as such, but it's yeah, it's not a technical track, but it's a very... The track undulates a lot, and that's what really tends to throw you off. Every corner is, or every other corner is seemingly blind, and your car is just constantly lifting up, and you're just losing grip out of every corner. I still have LMP1 cars. Yep, I have the Audi R8 and the Bentley, and I have the... Oh, and I've done it a third time in a row. What is wrong with me? I've got to remember. Go over that hill, hit the brakes. I have the LMP1 Audi R8, and I have the Bentley Speed 8, or whatever they were called, the Oriole 8 and the... I don't know what they call the other one. But those ones, is it by, I've forgotten who it's by. VRC Modding, that's it. VRC Modding team. Fantastic cars, I really like them. In particular, I like the Speed 8 a lot more than, yeah, I know. I remembered before you said VRC. And yes, you did provide it to me. Thank you once again. And I have to say, I still like the Bentley a lot more than the Audi, though the Audi is supposed to be... I think the Audi's faster, but the Bentley was just... I just felt more stable with the Bentley, more at home with it. I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I'm British. Just a smidge too slow. I don't even know what the latency's like, so... Right, remember, brake top of the hill. Brake. There we go. Okay, I've still messed up on this. This car is nice. This car is actually rather nice. I don't know whether I'd replace my McLaren with this, but I certainly... Which side am I supposed to be on? No, actually, that inside's quite good. I don't know whether I would replace my McLaren with this, but I certainly would give this a go. In fact, like you can see, I am giving it a go. I'm getting faster as I'm starting to get used to the track. 2.5 seconds, roughly. It's nice. It is nice. Oh, I need a better line through that. I need a much better line through that one. The track feels like a roller coaster. It really, really does. I've never driven at Mosport, and it's an interesting drive. It reminds me a little bit of is it Watkins Glen? There's a part of Watkins Glen that does something similar, and you go down a crest and then round and up, and you just don't know what's coming next. You just have no idea what's coming next. But Watkins Glen is nice. I really, really do like Watkins Glen. But I have to say, I am starting to like Mosport. Although I will admit that there is a small part of me that wants to call it Mos Eisley. Make of that as you will. That's a better line. That's a much better line. And I can definitely put my foot down a little bit faster there. That's a bad line. Really bad line. I feel like stock cars would be interesting here. Do they race stock cars here, by any chance? Does anybody know if they race stock cars over here? Car seems agile but stable. It's good. It is fairly agile. And as for stability wise, it's as I actually start getting the car to snap out a bit, just as you said that the car wants to start snapping out. It is a very, very stable car overall. I find that it's leaning towards a little bit of understeer in the medium speed corners. Low speed, it does want to oversteer as you would expect, because you know you're trying to put power like that down, and it does want to just sort of kick out just a little bit. But it does have a slight tendency to understeer through medium speed corners. But overall, it's a nice car. It's a very nice car. I'm just looking at where the new tarmac is. I'm just trying to work out, would that be a guide as to perhaps where the racing line is? Because it certainly looks like those bits of new tarmac are on the racing line or close to it. Or close to a racing line as I slide off. That's... Don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall. There you go. That wasn't too bad. It certainly looks like a lot of these new bits of tarmac seem to be on the racing line or close to it. But it's this undulation that's catching me out, really. It's because when I'm coming off a corner and it's dropping away from me, I'm suddenly losing grip, and losing that grip is causing me to sort of, or causing the car to slide a little bit. But I'm pleasantly surprised with a track like this. Pleasantly surprised with this vehicle actually too. Rides the curbs really easily too. It's That's not something I thought it would be doing. Very easy to ride the curbs on this car. Okay, okay. Perhaps after driving an F1 car, I'm thinking this car's got bits more grip than it actually has. I'm learning that I am pushing the car just a little bit too far at times. That was bad. I actually had the front. I don't know whether you lot saw the sparks there. There you go, and there as well, as I bashed the front of the car. I actually scraped it down the hill. That was interesting. Okay, well, good call for this car. Just let the car roll off that. Same here, I guess just let it roll and then come back on the power. It's not exactly the way you should be doing it, but it works. I mean, it is working, the idea. We're just letting it roll off and then back on. Maybe this car likes to be driven in that sort of fashion. It certainly seems to like the power to be just gently placed onto it, and then it's not as aggressive perhaps as I would have thought. See, the problem is seeing this corner. As I had to catch a snap of oversteer there. So I just touched the throttle and it wanted to go around. I think the back end of the car must have just been very, very loose, coming over a bump or something. That's the only explanation I can have for that one. Because I've taken that corner a few times with a similar throttle input, and it just, this time it just didn't want to do anything. I'm going to try actually accelerating and braking through this time. I think that does lose me a lot more time than I thought. So that there is a way to do this. Right, so let's do one more lap of this, and then I'll see what comments are going along, and see what's going around. And okay, no, maybe not another lap. Unless I could somehow miraculously make up 0.3 of a second. Which I don't think I can. 0.4 of a second now. No, I don't think I'm making that up. Well, I've made 0.2 of it up, but it's not going to last. Let's see if I can actually... No, I'm losing time all the way down this straight. That's no good. No, that was a really poor lap. Well, let's stop that here. I wonder if this car does any type of wheel spin or anything like that. Yeah, switch off all the traction control, I guess. Oh yeah, well, we can do a bit of donuts and things like that. Come on, careful. There you go. Okay, cool. I want to see the end of that donut. I just want to see. I want to see what it does to my frames right at the end. Surprisingly, nothing. decent donuts. Actually, it's not too easy to do a donut in a GT3 car. Where's my skid marks gone on the ground? Apparently this doesn't actually put down skid marks, unfortunately. Well, I'm gonna save the replay and let's see what we've got. How would you feel about a hill climbing drive? I can try a hill climb. I can certainly try a hill climb. Yeah, okay, let's go for a hill climb. In fact, instead of taking photos on this, let's just jump straight into a hill climb event. So, exit. I've got this replay saved. I'm sure I'll take it and put it on Instagram or anything like that. Just ignore. Why do you constantly tell me this? I've got more than enough performance left. Let's go for hill climb. What hill climb ones do I have? Unfortunately, I don't think I've got Pikes Peak. I do not. I've got a track from Grid, I think. This is a Grid track. I can go for Trent. I can go for that one. That's a hill climb. I don't know the hill climb, but that's a hill climb. So I guess we can jump onto that. And just give me a car to do it in. So if there's any suggestions for a brand, just whatever you do, just don't give me a really slow car. And also don't give me something like a really fast car that cannot do a hill climb. I mean, personally, I'm thinking I need a small, light car, potentially. Let's go British. Well, I guess we could just go straight to countries. I don't have an Aston, unfortunately. I wish I did. I do not. I mean, I have a Cavalier. Not that it's the same thing. Yeah, I remember this car. I remember these cars so well. Cavaliers. And there's also McLarens. We've got Lotus. Obviously, Ginetta. We've got. I mean, we could be stupid and do a Ford Transit or something like that. Yeah, British Police, Ford Transit. I've seen a Transit with these colours on it, the Martini colours. I've actually seen a Transit with that. I've also seen a Transit like this, but it's a newer Transit. But I can't imagine doing a... I'm half tempted to try and do a hill climb in a Transit, but... I mean, I did say light and small, not... with 135 bhp and 2 tons. 0 to 60 of probably about, I don't know, but it says there's 16 seconds. Caterham. I could try that. I mean, I don't know what these... Oh, that's the model. Yeah, we could try. Okay, let's go for a Caterham. Let's go for a Caterham. Let's see what we've got. I've not ever driven any of these Caterhams. I guess we can go for... we'll go for a Super 7. Then we'll go for a Super 7. Right hand drive, and we'll go for let's go for that one. I actually like the blue. Let's try that. Let's go for that. I've never ever driven one of these. This is going to be interesting. Trento Bondone Caterham. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I love the fact that this car only has 133 bhp but weighs less than 600 kilos. Right, let's go for that. Sure. Should we just see what happens? I don't know the track, so should I put a map on? You know what, I might actually for this one put a map on. I have no idea what this track is like. I've driven it twice, maybe 3 times since it came out. I do have the Transfiguration Highway. It's not great, but I do have Transfiguration Highway. I'm looking for something here. What am I looking for? Track map. Okay, I might actually drive down the Transfiguration at some point then. Right, here we go. No traction control, right? Not available. Okay, this is funny. Oh, I actually pronounced it correctly. I was trying. I was definitely trying to pronounce it. I have a tendency to try and pronounce things as they should be pronounced, as opposed to perhaps how we would say it in English or anything like that. Okay, apparently I hit something. I'm not sure what, but apparently I hit something. Wait a minute, is the back of this car wider than the front? Oh yes, well, I'm not sure how to do it with anything other than the British accent. Oh, this car is wider at the back than the front. Oh, that's going to be fun. It's a lot wider at the back. And it has a really rubbish turning circle. Okay, right. I say it has a really rubbish turning circle. The reason it has a rubbish turning circle is because I'm supposed to actually steer 900 degrees. It's an interesting little car, Caterham. Wouldn't mind trying to drive one of these. It's not the greatest sounding, I think. The model isn't the greatest sounding. And of course, on a hill climb, you really do need either VR or head tracking enabled or something like that, because it becomes very hard to see anything that you're doing when you don't have any of that. And there's a lot of sort of sharp corners to be taking a look at. I am actually sliding this car. Also, the car sounds really bad. I am really... I'm enjoying the car. I'm not enjoying the sounds. This is not the greatest sounds. And I suppose I'll take a jibe at Gran Turismo here. Still better than the vacuum cleaners that Gran Turismo provided. That's gonna hurt. Apparently not. Nice slide. I like the fact that this car is quite easy to slide. As I'm trying to start to get comfortable with the car, it's quite easy to slide the vehicle. I mean, it seems to constantly want to be sliding. Okay. Apparently not so great on the brakes. It's just so... I don't know. It's just so light, and you can't... You don't quite understand... I don't think... I think until you drive a car like this, you don't quite understand how... odd it is to... Whoa! Oh, I suppose it sounds a bit like an angry double-decker. Oh yeah, that's right. How am I going to turn this around? Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I can't see behind me because, well, I think those are wheels in the way. Okay, back. Warning, this caterum is reversing. Warning, this caterum... And we're done. I believe I may have caught first gear there and just come off the clutch too quickly. Look at that, the car just doesn't turn. I mean, this, I'll be honest, it's perhaps not quite the car to take on a hill climb. Unless I actually try and trash the clutch. Yeah, maybe if I try and trash the clutch a bit, it'll do that and try and destroy the rear tyres a smidge. Yeah, then maybe it wants to turn. Yeah, then it wants to turn a bit. But until you drive a car like this, I don't think you quite understand how weird this is. And I wish I could. I wish I knew what the actual car sounded like, so I could critique this a little bit more. But everything's just a bit, I don't know. Surprising though, small light thing should turn on a dime. It really doesn't. You'd think, or I mean, perhaps it does. Maybe I need to try it out on a track. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to take it to a track and try it on a track. And maybe because it's, you know, Trent Bondone and I've been going from faster cars to slower cars. I've been going from F1 cars to GT3 cars, right the way down to this now. Maybe that's what it is. That I'm just driving it. I'm overdriving the thing. But I don't know. I don't think so. Well, at least it's got some pops and bangs on what otherwise is sadly an unimpressive sound bank for the car. They're not. See, it's that one I don't like. Look, listen, this one. That's annoying me a lot. Where it just fades in and out of a different sound. I just do not like that. Turning at 20 miles per hour, it still feels a bit sluggish, honestly. I don't even know how far I've got left to go on this thing. In all honesty, I will admit I am not enjoying this car. I mean, okay. There's that catching first again with the clutch. Now catching second with it. It's just the sounds aren't smooth. The sounds just aren't smooth. Last time I took a car up this, I think it was an Alfa Romeo. I think I took up this road. Oh, I think it was the Giulia. No, it wasn't the Giulia. It was the what's that other one? Giulietta? I say new one, but it's not really new. It's got those really fancy lights. They look like round lights, but then they flick at the back. They sort of flick towards the middle. They're really, really nice. I think it's Giulietta. And I took that up here. I think that's the last time I drove on this track. I may have taken a Lotus up here at some point as well. I quite enjoyed taking an Elise up here, if I remember. I think I once took an Elise or an Exige up this, and that was quite nice. Another small light car. It felt far more nimble than this, and a little bit more, perhaps, in control. A bit more enjoyable. The road is definitely wonderful, yes. Definitely a wonderful road. So I think what the issue is here is that it's got a very... I think the steering rack on it is... Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think the steering rack on it requires a lot of turns of the wheel. And I'm trying to drive it like a GT3 car. There we go. Now I'm turning it a bit more. Maybe it's got a bit more turning. But that's not a lot. In terms of the lightness of the car, it's brilliantly light. And it's very agile, but it just doesn't seem to have the ideal amount of steering angle as such. It does turn very well, just doesn't turn much. But like I said, maybe I just need to work on it a bit. Maybe it's just me. I love being able to do heel toe in Assetto Corsa. Does feel like a turn and pray. Yeah, there is that. There is definitely that. Sorry if I'm not catching all of your messages. As you can imagine, trying to keep a car going in a straight line, or I say on a hill climb, it is not easy. Do a race and let us pick the cars. Sorry, I'll read that in a minute. I will read that in a minute, and I'll see what we've got. That'll be interesting. That might be interesting, actually. I can probably guarantee I'm going to lose, but given that the cars that are there. But let's get to the end of this hill climb, which I think I am getting pretty close to the end of. And then let's see what's available. I have my GT3 car sort of set up. Right. I tell you what I did want to try. I did want to go... I haven't driven the Zonda R in a long time. I wanted to see if I could go Zonda R Nordschleife and see what lap time I can pop through. But unfortunately, there's not much time left in this stream. Given that it's coming up almost a 9:45 over here in the United Kingdom. How much longer on this race or this track? I thought we were almost at the end. I don't remember the Italian flags there. I do not remember Italian flags. This is something I need to get used to on my new car, is heel toe and positioning my foot properly. I had it down on my old vehicle. I have it down on a couple of vehicles that I can drive, but I don't have it down at all on my new vehicle. It feels like every time I try, I end up braking a little bit harder than I want to. So I just need to figure out where to position my foot. I'm glad I haven't forgotten it here, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the end. This is the final town, right? I think it is. What car have I got? I have recently purchased, after many years of saving, a Ford Focus ST225. I was thinking of doing a few vlogs with it, actually. Yeah, finding roads to drive down and just talking about things. I have been considering that, but it does drink a lot of fuel, and I want to try and perhaps save on fuel until I can actually afford a lot of fuel. But yeah, a 2009 Focus ST is what I have got. As I'll go... Well, that's not the way I wanted to turn. At all. Yeah, let's go up that hill. Yes, car, that's exactly what we need to do. Right, come on, full lock. That was full lock. That wasn't a lot of lock. And I'm going down. Well, apparently, all right, I'm done. I'm done. It's a good transition on a car gaming page to go for real world car stuff as the same audience. Yeah, there is that, but obviously I have a lot of I also have a lot of audience on. Does it have a handbrake? I can't remember. But my car or this car? This car has a handbrake. See, look, just everything about this car just doesn't work. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy this car, unfortunately. Maybe it's the mod, maybe it's just me, maybe it's the track and the combination. It does have a handbrake, though. It does have one. Yeah, that's something I've been considering as well. But also, I do a lot of flight stuff as well, so I've got to try. Yeah, mine definitely does. I mean, but a lot of cars now have these parking brakes, not proper handbrakes, and mine thankfully has a proper handbrake. I'll tell you what I was doing last time. Last time I was in Assetto Corsa, this was what I had. I had my... where's my 650S? That one. I had this one here. I was at the Nordschleife. And if we go to race, that was what I had for a race. That's what I was doing last time. Now, unfortunately, I don't want the stream to go on for too long, so I don't know whether I can do a race. But this is what we had on the last race I did. It's pretty decent, I thought. I can't remember what my... Well, you can see my opponent's aggression I only had between 90 and 95%. Just because I'm that out of practice, and I still am. But that's roughly what I was getting. So, I mean, we could try and do a little bit of that race, if you want to see a bit of that. I don't mind doing a bit of that race. Or if there's another car you want to pick, and we just do a drive in another car, potentially. An old F1 car and some classic sports cars. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me save. Let me just say... Oh, I've already got this saved. Great. That's fantastic. Alright, this is already saved. I will... Let's get rid of this, and let's come up with our own list. Okay, first of all, what car do you want me to drive? This is going to be interesting. So you guys pick my car. Let's do it. Let's do a quick race to end this. A 488. You want me to drive a 488? Okay. Okay. What, GTB or GT3? Which... Are we going for a sports car? It says... Well, it says classic... Chris has got classic sports cars here. So... What can we do here? An old F1 car and some classic sports cars. It's going to be an interesting style. Classic. So, I'm looking for 488 versus classic cars. Ooh. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so we'll stick with the 488. I quite like it like this. And we're looking for... Alright, what cars do we want? Nice and quick on the selection. And what class is what's classic? 33 Stradale. I mean that stands no chance really. That stands no chance. That stands no chance. That might stand a chance. The 1996 155. That might stand a chance. F40, F1, P1. Any old F1 cars. Also, I have some touring cars that I can pop in. I got a couple of BTCC cars. All right, let's put a few in. Okay, let's put the ones that you just said. We'll put an F40 in. Wish I was driving the F40 now. We'll put the F1 in, McLaren F1. That's going to destroy That's absolutely going to destroy. But let's stick it in anyway. We'll stick an F1. I've got an F1 right there. We've got a P1. We'll stick a P1 in. The F1's a GTR, by the way, so it's a full one. We've got, you want a couple of old F1 cars. Well, I've got a Lotus 49. But we could go for that. The 72D. That's a fairly good F1 car, or decent F1 car. So we'll throw that one in. Let's also throw in the what else have we got? A BTCC cars, right? I've got a couple of these. Let's throw in one of them. Let's go for I have the Vauxhall Cavalier. Let's throw in both the 1990 and the 1995 Cavalier. Any old F1 cars here? Nope. Let's see, what else have we got? Those are very powerful. An old Cobra? How about one of them? That's a nice classic car. Do we have any Toyotas that could potentially work? Those are full-on race vehicles. They're going to absolutely destroy. Any Mercs that we could throw in? Maybe the Evo? How about this? The 1990 190 Evo 2 DTM car. I think it's a DTM car. We could throw one of them in. And we've got... well, they're going to be rubbish. An RX-7, a tuned RX-7, 444 bhp. That could potentially be an interesting one to drive around with. Any old Lamborghinis? Let's throw in a Countach. Let's throw in a Countach. Why not? And we'll throw in for comedic effect, we'll throw in a... I could throw in an old Chevy. Let's throw in an old Chevy. And do I have an old... How about the old Sport Quattro? Step 1. How about we throw... Actually, let's throw this in. The full works. 540 bhp. Audi... what is it? The S1 E2 hill climb car. How about a Mini? Alright, how about the... Well, that one's just not going to go anywhere. So, to give us a good challenge, let's put a 275 brake horsepower John Cooper Works Mini. How's that? And we said F1 cars. Well, we put a couple in, but these ones are going to be way too powerful. These ones are going to be way too powerful. I think that's all I can really do with the F1 cars. I could potentially throw in, just for the sake of it, should we see what a Levante looks like? A big SUV on one of these. There we go. How's that? And I tell you what, I will drive the MC12 GT1. I quite like the MC12. It's a GT1 car. We don't have any GT1 cars in class. I will drive the MC12 GT1. I don't know if that's going to be better or worse than anything, but to make it easy, I'm going to have no traction control and I'm going to have no ABS on there at all. I mean, if you want comedy Ford Transit. You know what? For comedy, let's throw in not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 6 Ford Transits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ford Transits. How's that? They can be the roadblocks. We will drive around a fairly short track to make it more fun. So I'm thinking we will drive around Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. So we'll have the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, and we will do... I'm going to put it as 10 laps. We might not actually get all 10 laps out of it, but whatever laps we get, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Probably see my in fact, let's put it down to 7 laps. Probably going to see my car absolutely... I mean, my computer absolutely die. But this is going to be quite funny. Right. I might end up downloading this and just posting this race as a highlight of the stream. That's what happens when you just mix up an entire grid. So we've got race vehicles, we've got supercars, we've got hypercars, we've got Formula 1 cars, we've got GT cars, we've got DTM cars, BTCC cars, and we've got Ford Transits. And I've been stuck in 19th. I have to get round some Transits. Really? And as promised, medium tyres will be fine. I am going no traction control, and of course no ABS. Okay, press that. Make sure everything's fine. Getting past the transits is my first issue. Getting traction down is my second issue. Those transits are going to cause trouble very, very quickly. Right, I have to figure out a way to get around the Levante without... Should be able to get up the inside here. Cold tyres, okay. Right, got an old vet. It's gone wide. I'm going to try and take that position. That John Cooper Works is really doing the trick. It's gone round. Right, we've just had a Mini overtake a Lamborghini. What is life? Going for a dive up the inside. There we go. Nice, nice. I'm waiting for those transits. I really, really am going to laugh when we catch up to those transits. I've got the speed on the Mini. The Audi has got insane speed. That Mini is still alongside me. I'm going to have to give it room. Going to have to give it a lot of room. There it is. The RX-7 is not doing so well here. The Mini is still alongside me. And weird Assetto Corsa physics make it go, where are the vans? I feel like the van... Oh, there come the vans. I could just see them at the top. Okay. Right, can I get past this RX-7? Nope. Boxing me in. Right, where am I going to get past the RX-7 now? Here, this way. Right here. That'll do. Dive up the inside. Trying to follow the Audi through as best as I can. There goes the Audi. Audi's making another move. This time on the Mercedes. The Merc is actually holding its own against the Audi. Now, these two could cause me a problem. And they're all being held up by the AC Cobra. Alright, try and get around the Audi. Yes, I've managed to slot in just past the Audi, just in front of the Audi. And... oh! Okay, well, I was not expecting him to break that early. I'll give him room, but once I'm past now. So my car clearly has the power as a GT1 car, but without the traction control, it's not so easy to put that power down. That's the issue. Not so easy to put power down. Okay, now we're coming up to the sharp end. So we're now in 8th. Now we're coming up to a lot faster cars. We've got the touring cars now ahead. Oh, we've got a huge... Here come the transits. Here come the transits. This is where the fun begins. It took us 4 laps to catch them. Now we've got to get around the transits. Oh, this is... okay, what is going on here? Excuse me, transit. Ah. Alright, I'll take that advantage of the... oh gosh, that transit's going to hit me. Yep. I was going to say, I'm going to take advantage of getting around the transit when the BTCC car was stuck. Right, where am I going to slot in here now? We'll go around this side. There we go. That'll do. Okay, now I have to say, I have better brakes than this car in front of me. But, oh, I might have to do this race one more time, but much longer. I might have to do this race much longer, and we'll mess around with a little bit of. We'll figure out the slowest cars we'll get rid of and replace them with a little bit faster cars, and then add maybe another couple of transits in. Who says officers don't know how to have a bit of fun? That F40 is quick. That F40 is really quick. We're both gaining on the F40, but it's another matter of getting past it. Right, I'm gonna try it right here. I'm gonna try right here, absolute flat out. There we go. That F40 actually started pulling on me again. I had the acceleration, but the moment I got into 4th gear, that F40, I think you might have noticed, started catching up immediately. So obviously it doesn't have the power at the higher end, but it does lower down. Right. I still don't know where those transits are. I mean, we might come across them again in a lap. I do need to catch up to some of these other cars. Leader's on the final lap, and I've just spun it. What was that, a 720? That's 720. Here we go. I think I might run one more. This car is a monster. It just wants to take off. You know what? This is one of my favourite cars. I don't know why I don't race it more, or I don't drive it more often. I mean, I know I'm spinning it like a complete idiot, but I genuinely... Oh yeah. I mean, why not have a bit of fun, just get in the way of everyone? I genuinely like this car. It's definitely one of my favourite cars. I've always liked, since it first came out, I always said that this car was absolutely brilliant. Come on. Oh, now I've got a Ferrari in my way. Come on, I've got to beat the transit to the line. I have to beat a transit to the line. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yes! Transit to the line. Okay, that was interesting. That was very interesting. What we can have a quick look at before we end is we'll exit that, find out which ones were slowest apart from the transits. Let's see. The Levante, we need to get rid of that car. We'll get rid of the Vet, we'll get rid of the Countach, we'll get rid of the RX-7. And we'll see what happens if I throw in those other cars again. So, I will get rid of that. No, I should have put the Works one back in. Is that the Countach? There we go. And I need to add in again. I'm going to add in 2 of those. We never saw the F1 and the P1. They were gone. I found that the TCR cars were pretty good, and so were the Cavaliers. They weren't so bad. I'll add in 2 more of those. There we go. Alright, let's do this as a 10-lap race. One more time. This time, the transits start at the front. The transits all start at the front. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to add a couple more. 2 more transits. There we go. Ah. App ran into a problem and needs to restart. Ah. I think it just completely... I could just drag them here. There you go. More transits. So. Could do a reverse grid. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to start... I'm gonna put myself right at the back of the grid. I want to fight from the back of the grid. And also, I'm going to have the F1 GTR join me and the P1 join me at the back of the grid. Alright, let's see what happens now. And this is the last race I'll do, and then I will be ending the stream. This is going to be crazy. Imagine the chaos. Yeah. I want to see, how do you get around, was it 8 transits now? How do you get around 8 transits? And of course, no traction control for me again. Here we go. No traction control. Alright. I'm glad you two enjoyed. I am glad you two enjoyed. And anyone else that's been watching? Okay, here we go. How do we get past transits? This is like safety car. This is literally like a safety car right now. Oh, I saw a couple of cars get past. I've seen a few cars try to get past. It's not happening. It is not happening. I'm going to try and sneak past the P1 here. I mean, it is race conditions, so I'm actually going to have to stick the clutch in. I literally, that's the first time in a race I've had to stick the clutch in. Because I was going so slow, I was going to stall the... Okay, here we go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Right, I'm in a good lane. Oh, I just had a Formula 1 car pull out in front of me. Of course that was going to happen. I've just tapped a Formula 1 car. Sorry. A Cobra on the side. Oh, I'm going to follow the F1 car. Can you get through? Can you get through? This looks good. I'm going to go here, round the F1 car, and we're clear. Oh no, we've got 2 more transits to go through. Oh no, we've got 4 more transits to go. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is just insane. Again, I'm on the clutch through this corner. I just got tapped around by a transit. Okay, that's no good. I just got tapped around by a transit. I think. That definitely felt like a hit. The P1's managed to make its way up. Look at that. I'm going to follow the P1. This is the slowest race I've ever seen at Brands Hatch. With some of the fastest cars that have been raced, that have been seen at Brands Hatch. You can hear that P1 next to me. Hold on. I'm going to go up the inside here. Risk it. There we go. I'm through. I'm through. That's me through. That's the McLaren through as well. That's the F1 car through, I think. No, the F1 car's still stuck somewhere. Here we go. It took us 3 laps to get through traffic. Oh, no grip, no brakes. Everything's cold. Tyres are cold, brakes are cold. Everything is cold. Looks like Bucharest traffic. But with uglier cars. I'd say that's a standard day on the M25. Right, get around the Cobra without overdriving the car. I'm feeling some heat coming back into the car or into the tyres, but it's not happy. It is not happy at all. Here we go. I don't know where the transits are. I haven't got a clue where the transits are right now. I'm just trying to chase down that McLaren. So I've already got the P1. I've got the P1, which is a good sign. But I want that McLaren. And is that an F40 ahead? That is the F40 ahead as well. Just wait until the transits come back around. That's where the entertainment shall start. I can't believe the Transit's managed to hold us back for 3 laps. Can I go? Nope. I was going to go up the inside of the McLaren, but I can't do that. McLaren's going to try and go around the or up the inside of the F40. It's managed it. Can I follow suit? I'm going to try. F40 tries to close the door on me. Oh no, here come the Transits. Oh no, here come the Transits. Whoever's watching this is probably thinking, what on earth is going on? This is what happens when you let your viewers tell you what to do in a race. I'm going to follow the F1. Okay, I'll go that side. Okay, F1, watch it. I've got a closing speed of about 100 miles an hour on you. Okay. Right, F1, I've got you there because you got stuck. Haha. Sucks to be you. I don't know what order the grid is. Okay. Car doesn't turn. Once again. I'm now back behind the F40. I'm going to get sideswiped by a van. I am not. You know what they say, the viewer is always right. Right, and we're all stuck. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Get out of my way. Don't cut inside. I see a P1. Right, Postman Pat, get out the... Postman Pat, get out the way. Here we go. I see a P1 sailing away. Slap 7 out of 10. The problem with this car, I've just noticed, and I didn't realise that this was going to happen, is that because we're driving so slow trying to get around vans, you're losing heat. You're losing a lot of temperature and therefore pressure in your tyres. And that causes a whole other raft of problems that you don't get with, for example, the P1 or the F40 or things like that. So the race cars have a whole separate set of problems trying to get around the Transits. And that is actually keeping heat and therefore being able to drive your car with any amount of grip. That's a good pass. Admittedly on a car that's far slower than mine. When I say far slower, it's not actually that much slower, and it certainly has more downforce than these GT1 cars. It's slower on acceleration, but it's not much slower going... In fact, I think it might be faster going around corners. Just follow this P1 though. Okay, can I somehow... Right, my goal is to beat this P1. This P1 started 2 places ahead of me, I think. I want to beat it. Ha! Got you. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the stream who's been watching. Thank you everybody who has been watching. Thank you Chris and Alexandru for the crazy suggestion right here. This is you probably can't hear it in my voice. I'm actually rather enjoying the challenge here as I get past 2 cars in one. Thank you Transit for the help, I should say. If you guys do want to support me further, you can join me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. That's patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. I had to dive it down there to get past that Transit. Also, you can find me on social media at ecgadgetLP, both Twitter and Instagram. Ha! McLaren, you've made a mess up. You went wrong side of that car. I can't believe it, the BTCC cars might actually win. That's the first one I've seen. There must be another one. So, yeah, if you want to support me, like I said, on Patreon, that would be great. Would really help me out. And if you want to support me on on social media as well. You just visit me on social media, follow me, Instagram, Twitter. I post some pictures on Instagram, haven't done that for a while, and I definitely I do post tweets, and that's how you'll know what I am actually up to. And perhaps when I'm streaming, if you don't catch me, or happen to catch me, just by happenstance or anything like that. And lastly, you can hit the notification bell. That's another way of getting yourself figuring out what happened. I think a BTCC car won. I really do think a BTCC car won. Really enjoyed the mixed grid racing, very entertaining, lots of cool cars to look at. Well, I'm just going to wait for this race to end. I'm going to leave it in the replay and then I will end the stream. Really glad you guys enjoyed that. I might do a bit more of this multi-class. I say multi-class racing. It's not really multi-class, is it exactly? I just realised this is not going to happen. We're going to have to wait for the transits have been lapped many times over. So really we can't actually, we're just going to have to go to the replay. Like so. Alright, let's see this. Here we go. Multi-class racing, but our own. Yes, indeed. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Here we go. It's literally like a pace car starting. And we'll find out whether I actually just spun because I got off the clutch too quickly again, or whether it was really someone tapping me at one point. I thought a van hit me, but it might not have been. Listen to how impatient that P1 is. It's even puffing up smoke. That's why I tapped the Formula 1 car. It just came off the accelerator so quickly. And now the F1 car goes, and I'm like, right, I'm following. I'm going to try and get past it and back on the brakes. This was one of the craziest things I've seen. Multi-class racing, GT1 versus BTCC versus Supercars versus F1 versus Van. Look at that, now we're stuck again. It was the F1 car that hit me. The F1 car spun me out. I thought I got hit by something. I thought it was a van, but no, it was apparently an F1 car. Payback, yes indeed. At this point the race still hasn't started exactly. Can you imagine going to France and actually seeing this? Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Now we're racing. Now you can see the racing beginning. With extremely cold tyres. Once in a lifetime race, literally, yeah. Had no chance on that corner. I just did not have the grip. So at this point we're thinking this is going well. Look, all the cars are spread out. Now we've got decent racing going on. Now, and of course very soon back come the transits. I feel like doing one of those adverts, you know, like you get one of those film trailer style adverts, like you just start off like order same day delivery. I've seen videos on the internet of DHL drivers going around the Nordschleife, so. But I'm just thinking something like in a world where Formula One racing is boring, we give you the van roadblock. Ford Transit can be purchased monthly with a monthly payment of only £999. Subject to terms and conditions, statutory rights will not be affected. Please visit www.ford.co.uk for further details. And here we go again. Right, with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my voice off, and I shall leave you guys to enjoy the rest of the replay and end the stream as soon as the replay is over. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in other videos. Wow, that van had a kind of fishtail, quite a fishtail. I'll see you guys in other videos, and of course, in perhaps another stream.